Awesome. So thank you guys so much for being here on last notice. I know that I said it was pending yesterday, and I know, when I was working full time, like if I didn't have things scheduled a week out in advance, showing up last minute to things was near impossible. So I appreciate you guys really being on here last minute. Crystal and I had a nice little 4-hour trip. It was about 8 hours of driving in a matter of about 36 hours awake. So we decided to just like blow through a bunch of videos we hadn't listened to yet. And I actually put a little hack that I use in Hemp Squad earlier today on how to, because a lot of the times I'll be sitting there and making toilet money, and I'm scrolling through and I see a video and I'm like, okay, wait, I don't have time to watch this right now, but this looks really good and I want to learn more about it. And I know this happens to a lot of people. Like you're like, oh, so-and-so's on live, Johnny Eric's on live, the Butlers are on live, Melissa's on live, but shoot, I can't watch it right now. So I hit the 3 buttons at the top corner and then I hit save, and I created it, I think it's called, not an album, what's it called? I don't know, some sort of a category called Watch Later. And so the second I get in the car, before I pull out of the car or pull out of the driveway or wherever we're going, I always like pick the one I want to watch, and I get into there so that I can maximize my time on training and learning. Because if it's time where I can be sitting at a computer and following up, that's really what produces income. Granted, learning and growing is what really helps us do it better. So that's the hack that I put in there earlier today. You can rewatch that. It shows you exactly how to do it. It's a 3-minute video. But so we were sitting there and I had saved this video from Josh. I don't know, it must have been put up a month ago about leadership. And I 1000% know that the reason why I have not broken off into an even higher rank is because I struggle with helping my team duplicate. I feel as if I am a good leader, and I struggle with helping my team be good leaders too. And so really, when it comes down to network marketing, it's all in the duplication. And if you can teach your team how to be leaders, you can create layered leadership and have an explosive organization. And not only are you having more time with your family, but they're feeling more fulfillment as well, because they feel needed and they're feeling growth and they're financially being rewarded too. And so, so I wrote some notes as I was listening to it, and just really some simple notes. And I kind of wanted to go over that with you. I shared that video into our leadership chat. And if anybody who's watching the replay, it is in the My Daily Choice corporate group. And I will share the link to the group and the video in the comments of wherever I post this video, or just feel free to message me and I can send it to you. But if you can just try to search for it first, that would be fantastic, and be resourceful. So I took these notes down, and he talked about the 7 misconceptions of leadership. And so ultimately, does anybody want to did anybody watch it and want to like discuss any of their own aha moments before I really get into it? I'm not going to like go word for word what he went over, but I'd love your feedback on it. I see Brandy, she's like itching to say something. You want to unmute yourself? Go ahead.
I watched half of it. I mean,
yeah, that's fine.
I was busy with my event, and then my son had tournament again all this weekend, so my week
that's okay.
Insane. But yeah, like you were saying, leading by example and actually doing what you're telling them to do and whatnot. So yeah, that was one of my aha moments. So
yeah, definitely.
I really hated that I missed the road show, but I'm so glad that Kelly went, because that sparked her fire back again and got her back excited, because she was losing that fire again. So now I just got to get Christine back into that fire again. So yeah, that sparked me. So I only got half of it done. So once I'm done with everything, I'll be finishing that up either tomorrow.
No worries. Does anybody else want to discuss any of the other things like that kind of spoke to them in that video? I would love your guys' input. Don't be shy. Speak up. Crystal, I'm unmuting you. I'm putting you on the spot.
I'm trying to remember because I didn't write down.
I will tell you one thing that it was towards the end, spoke to me, and maybe not so much because it's not something I don't do, but it's something that needs to be addressed all across the line. Josh at the end was like, you have to ultimately ask yourself, would you hire yourself and only you to be your personal upline and success coach? And really, if you look at the activities you've been doing and that's not what you would want in the person you would join, that's where we need to make some changes. Because I see a lot of the times leaders or people that have a little bit of momentum get frustrated. And then it's like, okay, now would you want you and only you to be your success coach? Because, I'm here to help. Casey's here to help. Alicia's here to help. But we don't need the microphone all the time, guys. Like, we love to see you guys step up. And maybe we need to do a better job at offering that to people, those opportunities to set up. But you need to also take that initiative to, like, Clint, I'll have to shout you out because lately he's been doing lives. I know, Brandy, you did a live a couple different times recently into the Hemp Squad. That is so awesome. I freaking love when you guys are like, oh, this would be a really good tip, because not everybody sees everything. And it might sound repetitive what you're saying, but how many times, like, as a parent, have you said something and then someone says it to your kid and they're like, yeah, So to hear it multiple times from different voices, that's okay. And so what happens is your team is going to start building trust in you as they see other people are putting trust in you and finding value from what you have to say. Okay, so that's one thing I would really love to see this team start doing, is showing their team, and even if you don't have a team, start acting as if you are a super affiliate now and you've got something to say and show people, because that will not only help your own mindset, but it will start creating like this momentum within your team too. So that was like a really big aha moment to me. Did anybody else want to go over any moments from the video?
No, I'm rewatching tonight to take my notes.
Word. I just took like a few, because I'm like, okay, yes, I know. So basically Josh is talking about like these misconceptions of leadership. And he talks about how leaders have to be a certain rank. That is a total misconception. You don't have to be a ranked affiliate. You don't have to be on the leaderboard or whatever. Like, the second you enroll somebody, you are put in a leadership position. And so he talks about a lot of that. And Alicia recommended a book. I have it on Audible. I'm like looking up here. I'm a huge fan of John Maxwell, and I read his book called Intentional Living. Where is it? Here it is. This is like I hardly ever get hardbacks, not because I don't like hardbacks, but because my kids don't care if I read. Like, they want to like cause a ruckus when I'm trying to read an actual book. So listening to it is much easier for me when I'm like folding laundry or doing dishes or showering or driving or whatever. So that book introduced me to John Maxwell, and it really it spoke to me. And so I read his book on Audible, The 5 Levels of Leadership, and Alicia posted a link to that in the Level Up event. And it is fantastic. And it talks about the progression you can make as a leader. And Josh gave us some steps too on how to really improve our leadership and create duplication in our organization. So for those of you who are just joining us, we're kind of overviewing the video that I put in our leadership chat to watch that Josh did. And ultimately, you want to create duplication in your organization. And so what you really have to do is, first you have to identify those people on your team who are working. So I would recommend taking notes on this or rewatching Josh's and taking notes on this, because these are the steps that you need to make as you progress through a leadership position. Because you guys are all here because you want more from this business. I know, like, why show up to a Zoom if you didn't want more? Like, you just like to hear my voice. I mean, I know it's gorgeous, and I'll sing to you whenever you want. Come to Vegas and we'll go do karaoke. But so I really love karaoke, by the way. So you're here because you want to level up. You want to take this to the max. You want more. You do. Deep down inside, you want more. And it is mindset. It's total mindset. So these are the things I recommend taking notes on. So the first thing you need to do is export, I said I'm going to export my organization. So you can actually go to my team and you can go to, I think it's enroller list view, and you can export your entire organization. And look at the stats, look at the numbers. It talks about personal volume under each person. Actually, here, I'll share this here, and let's find it together. My daily choice. So now some of you, this might not be as big, and that's okay, but at least you know that this is an option. And so what you will need to do is identify those that are really enrolling and they're working, and you need to find a way to contact them. So Family Body Rock. Okay. So if I go to, whoa, didn't mean to do that. My team here. And go to enroller tree, I think it's enroller tree. Wow, let me hide us here. There we go. Okay, so instead of just seeing your level 1, you want to see all, okay, and hit change view. Otherwise, it's just going to be the people you personally enrolled. So, what? Something is going on with my, oh, you might want to change the month. June. Okay. So, okay. So now here what you can do is look at, you can actually, I believe, export this entire list at the bottom. Oh my God. Sorry, hold on. Oh geez. Nope, I'm a big fat liar. You cannot export this list. But you should be able to look through and identify, might even be able to sort. It'll say BV and then it'll say enroller tree BV. So it'll tell you like who's got some momentum underneath them. Okay, so identify those people. Now I think you can look through binary tree too. Maybe binary list view. No, maybe left. No, shoot. Can you export this? Oh my God.
I think export's only on Contact Manager.
Contact Manager, okay. So, all right, so these numbers here, they should be like personal BV. Okay, so what I would probably do, ID. What just happened? How come those went away? Let me zoom out. Damn, man, I wish there was an easier way to do this. Oh no, that's just the number, the level that they're on. Okay, so probably the best way to do it would be that enroller and kind of look to see where volumes are on each person and identify some of those leaders, those people that are showing up to your your trainings or showing up to our trainings, that are inviting, that are asking questions, that are on the leaderboard. Oh my gosh, if you have a teammate on the leaderboard, that is crucial. I know on on my team here, you can actually click on individual people and see their stats too. Like you can see, okay, so I'm gonna just go to, yeah, so this is where, you know, leaderboard is. And definitely, I mean, look at, this is Mitch and Frank. I met these guys at an event. They live in Chicago, I live in Arizona. They are consistently, since they started, top 10 on the leaderboard every single month. So like these guys get my attention like crazy. They get rewarded for their efforts, things like that. So because I want to run with them. And now they have their own team chat, and I really want to talk about them, because a lot of the stuff that I encourage y'all to do, I mean, they outright just started doing, and that's why they're having this momentum. Sorry, what is happening? Stop share. Come on. Okay, stop share. All right, so they immediately started like their own team chat. So once they, I shouldn't say immediately, once they had a good like 10 affiliates, they started their own team chat. They do their own testimony group. They do a huddle every week. I mean, the first 2 months, nobody showed up to their huddle, and they still every week left it open to help their team. And now they get 10 people on them every week, not every month, they do it every week. And so if you don't step up to be a leader, what's going to happen is that the person that's you're allowing to take leadership is always going to be that leader. And so if you're going up for a promotion, they're going to kind of have the relationship with your team, not you. So anyways, the first step is to reach out and identify those people on your team that are working. If you don't have those people yet, it's a matter of time, okay? So it's a matter of numbers. There is something called the law of averages. You're gonna talk to 1,000 or 10,000 people. Let's say you talk to 10,000 people in 1 year. Only about 1,000 to 2,000, depending on how skillful you are currently, are going to be interested. And of those, only about 100 to 200, maybe 300-400 if you're got more skilled, are actually going to follow through in that year and buy or join. And of those, only about 10 to 30 of them are actually going to be worker bees. So the reason why I did so well in the beginning of this is I'm not afraid to hear no. So I proactively recruit people. And so I do, actually, that's a lie. I am afraid to hear no. A lot of the times when I ask people, I get like this nauseous feeling, or I get like my heart starts racing, or sometimes I say like retarded things and I'm all, head team, join money. I've been there. I was trying to hit on this girl for one of my friends that came into town. And of course, you know, I'm married and I'm straight. And so I was like, it was like one of those, I felt like I was recruiting, and I really was. I was trying to recruit this girl for him, and I was like, come hang, you're hot. And that's sometimes how I feel when I'm recruiting. And so it's not that I'm not afraid, it's that I know that no is part of the game. So if you don't have a team to lead yet, it's a matter of talking to more people and offering it to more people. How many customers do you have that you never once said, hey, like for 20 extra bucks, would you want to come make money too? Because that should be every single customer that you have. It is not your job to determine who does and doesn't want extra money. It's only your job to offer it. And that's what I tell people. I say no pressure, it's my job to offer it because it's an option. So export the organization, reach out to your leaders first and foremost. Now this doesn't have to be you're personally enrolled. There are people that I work with that are underneath people I personally enrolled. Hi, Jax. But they aren't necessarily people I personally enrolled. They're on my team, but I didn't enroll them. So you might find a rock star that's like 5 levels low. Keep them close to the fire and help them if they want it. So grow the leadership in them, drive them. I did a training about 9 months ago, maybe 6 months ago, 6 to 9 months ago, on color personalities. And that's on my YouTube channel. And it talks about driving people via their color personality. It's on my YouTube channel. So no, why did they start this business? What is it that they want? Find out how you can help them. Right now I have one person that's so close to promoting to 5K and another that's so close to promoting to 10K. And so I'm like, listen, I'm yours the rest of the month. Like, you tell me what you need, let's get you there. So help them grow and offer constructive criticism. This is where color personalities really come into play, because if you go to a red personality, a type A personality, and you're like, listen, you're doing awesome, but you could really do this better. Like, let me tell you how to do it better. A type A red personality is literally going to give you the middle finger and run the opposite direction. So you guys kind of have to know the personality of the person you're dealing with, and I recommend watching that training if you haven't. Always best sort of means to help someone grow is to put yourself, if one of my teammates is doing something wrong, I might say, you know, I used to do this all the time. I noticed you've been doing it as well, so I thought I'd tell you my experience with it. And even sometimes if I hadn't used to do that all the time, but I'd be like, I used to post like these non-compliant posts, and then I realized it was starting to give people false hope, and that I was putting my distributorship on the line because of the FDA compliance. So what I started to do was this. And here's a list of the compliant verbiage you can use. So I wanted to, let you know, but you're killing it, you're rocking it, I'm so proud of you. Like, a compliment sandwich is always really, really good when you're trying to help someone grow and be constructive. I also recommend voice notes. Voice notes, because then they can hear your authenticity in your voice, and it doesn't sound, you know how like when someone texts you and you're like, did that person really just say that to me? Like, and you're all mad, and next thing you know, they're like, that's not how I meant it. And you're like, well, that's how it sounded in my head, So voice notes are really, really good. Or, hey, do you have a minute to chat on the phone? That sort of a thing. So identify those people, grow them, grow leadership inside them, and drive them. And that's what we're doing here, right? Like, we're coming together, and I'm trying to drive you guys and help you grow. And so what you then need to do is duplicate that. This time next year, you're going to have 20 people on a Zoom yourself. And so that's what the idea is, right? And you're going to try to teach them to grow. Focus on performance first. So Josh talked about this, like, sometimes, and I've totally done this, I'm like, hey, let's all go party on the boat, on the lake. Like, if you can make it, come on out. And here, like, people aren't even really working hard. But I'm like, yeah, come on out anyways. And so he's like, don't do like these big team outings and rewards things and reward mediocrity. Like, focus on performance. Performance first, and then you can celebrate later. And then this is the challenge I'm setting out to you guys. Set your daily number. And hold your team accountable. Those people that are like, hey, I need your help. Great, what's your daily number of people you're reaching out to? I have a guy, and he asks to be in this group. I'm not gonna name names. He asks to be in this group. He asks to be in every group. He never shows up to anything. He's got a ton of potential. He doesn't work. I don't think he's been doing this 6-7 months, never once enrolled anybody. And he's always asking to get on a Zoom with me. And he's always asking for ideas and for me to review this or review that. And finally, this last time I was like, no, no, I'm not going to spend another hour with you when you're not even performing. It's called analysis paralysis. You've got to perform before you give your time to people, right? You must perform and they must perform. So tell them, no, listen, we will talk when you set your daily number and you start sticking to that number. I love you. You have so much potential. Here comes that compliment sandwich, right? I love you. You have so much potential. But for now, you got to set your daily number, start reaching out to some people. Because we've talked till we've been blue in the teeth, and it's not creating a performance habit in you. So set your daily number of new people that you're going to expose the business to, not just the same people, new. You must continue to add to your pipeline, not only as the leader, but you have to expect that of your team too. So have them send a progress report to you by the end of the week. Most of your teammates you guys have on social media. So what you can do is you can create a reminder in Messenger. to check in every Friday. Hey, how'd the week go? Have them tally mark, have them write the names down in their notes of the people they asked so that they can count at the end of the week. Because I tell you what, I used to write out the names of the people I reached out to every single day. And when I was like, God, my paycheck sucked, I went to the week previous and I went, oh, I didn't talk to really anybody. It's all in how many people you talk to. So double digits a day will keep the commission checks coming your way. And so, for example, today I reached out, just like we learned in GoPro, and talked to a girl, and I said, hey, I noticed like you're doing some insurance stuff and you're a hustler, you like sales, like are you open to additional streams of income? And she got pretty egotistical with me and was like, I have 9 extremes of income. I'm like, hot ass, like, like on and on. I'm like, get it, girl. Like, well, when things change, I work with the #1 income earner in network marketing in the entire world. So you let me know when you're ready for that information, and I'm going to keep cheering for you. So I get no's too, but the thing is like, I am very proactive in offering the opportunity. Crystal and I went out to eat after our event Saturday night, sat with the girl. She saw our hemp leaves on our shirt, and the girl was like, do you guys work at a dispensary? And we're like, no, we actually have our own CBD cannabis business. And she's like, that's so cool. Yeah, CBD is so awesome. Like, it's popping up all over the place. And we're like, yeah. Now, some people, if you're not looking for opportunity, and this is where mindset comes into play, some people are like, oh my God, she's already talking about the competition. Like, there's so much popping up all over the place. Like, oh, she already sees it too much. Like, I'm not going to say anything. Not me. I'm like, hell yeah, CBD, you know, like, let's rock it out. I'm like, no, this girl knows CBD. So she hands us our check at the end of the day or night. And she goes, and I said, so we're actually looking for people in the area to come make money with us in the cannabis industry. Like, would it be okay to shoot you some information on that? She goes, absolutely, that's my dream job. Like, I'm such a pro supporter of this. I have my medical card. I've been trying to educate my mom on CBD, but I'm not that educated. And I was like, write your email right now on the back of my receipt. We will register you for an online tour of the business. And we set up a call for Wednesday night with her. So I used the GoPro method. Crystal saw me. I reached out to her today. Oh, and I said, here, add yourself on my Facebook too, so that you can see my additional giveaways and information. I do a lot of info on there. So I added her. I screenshot her profile. I sent it to Crystal. I already have my 10 for the month. And so I actually gave the pre-enrollment to Crystal because we were there together. And so Crystal pre-enrolled her, and I three-way messaged her, and I was like, hey, what the heck was her name? Not Brittany. Shit, what was her name, Crystal? Brooke.
I thought
it was Brooke. Yeah, I'm like, hey, Brooke. Yeah, I was like, hey, Brooke, Crystal and I were super excited to hang and get service from you the other night. We really appreciate it. We're excited that you're interested in the industry. Here's how you access the tour. You're gonna use your email to log in, watch the video, play with the menu to review the information. When's a good time this week to call you? On a 3-way to see what questions you have from that. So I'm trying to get a commitment for her to watch this stuff like in a timely manner, right? We want to move with momentum. When's a good time this week? And she's like, well, I can probably watch it all tomorrow and be available Wednesday to chat over what questions I have. I'm like, perfect. Would around 6:30 work? And she's like, I think she said yes. So I put it in my calendar. I'm going to put a reminder in the messenger. So now there's like 3 different commitments that she said she's going to watch this information by that time, right? So again, using these GoPro methods, but set your daily number. Going back to this, God, I can like really get off on a tangent. Set your daily number on the amount of people new people you're gonna offer the opportunity and expose the products to. That doesn't mean you go driving down the highway during rush hour traffic with your decal on because you're like, I'm exposing myself to thousands of people. It does not mean that. Like, you gotta talk to them, okay? And I highly recommend you making that double digits, okay? Another example, today I went into a group that allows you to post whatever, there's no rules, and I just had a picture of me with a sign that says, join the legal cannabis industry, $20. And I said, looking for some people interested in representing CBD, registering people for a free online tour. And within 30 seconds, someone goes info. Now, even if it's just one person, that post was worth it. I said, hey, I'm shooting you a message right now. What's your email? I'm going to register you for an online tour. Okay, so these are all like so many different ways you can do this. So set your daily number and then make your team set their daily number. Now, here's the thing. You're going to get people that are like, I just really wanted to sell this to my mom and make the money off of it. You're not going to be like, yo, Sally, you need to set your daily number. You can't just talk to your mom. Like, you got to find out if that's what they really want to do. You can't push people to do things they don't want to do. So that's where you have to, like, who did you just recruit? Did you recruit Sally, who's doesn't give a shit? Or did you recruit Mary, who's like, no, Melissa, I'm like so motivated. I need this in my life right now. Like, how far do you want to take it, Mary? I want to take it to the top. Okay, that's who you're like, set your daily number. Let's do this, okay? So how many presentations are you going to do for the week? How many meetings are you going to have? How many events are you going to do? Now, the next step is to duplicate your leadership and teach them how to do the same. All right, so I got Crystal here. She's got some momentum. She's getting some teammates that want to work. So my job now is to teach Crystal. That's why I wanted to listen to this video while we were in the car together driving up to the event for 4 hours. I was like, Crystal, yo, like, let's listen to this, because I know I struggle with duplication and you're going to need to know how to duplicate. And so now Crystal does a weekly meeting with her team. And there's been times when nobody shows up, right, Crystal? And then there's times when 2 people show up. And then there's times when people come to events with her now lately and she's gaining momentum, okay? So that's the next thing. You got to duplicate your leadership and teach them how to do the same. Then you edify your leadership. So those people that are consistently showing up, consistently reaching out to those new daily people. What's up, baby? I know. That's great. And edify them. So a lot of you guys hear me, I mean, especially if you're on my team specifically, you hear me talk about Mitch and Frank all the time. They are always on the leaderboard. And if I got a team on the leaderboard, especially if I know they're on the leaderboard, hell yeah, we're talking about it. Like, I'm going to edify them, because it's like, you know, rewarding, you know, when you're training a dog, you keep giving them treats, right? Not that y'all are dogs, but you give them treats, you edify them, and that's how you promote good behavior. So if you just hopped on, the biggest thing that spoke to me with Josh was when he said, would you hire yourself as your upline success coach? He's like, you don't go back and say, oh, well, you know, this upline's already doing that, or that upline's already doing it. Yes, that's fine. Like, if I'm already doing something, or Casey or Alicia are already doing something, but find ways for you to step up as a leader too. Because if you wouldn't hire your own self as your, like, if you could re-enroll today, would you choose you as your sponsor? With all the people you know in HempWorks, would you choose you? And if the answer is no, that's where you need to make some adjustments and change. So reach out to your leaders. Like, I constantly am wanting to go live with different people. I'm looking for people to host the Monday night online events. I don't want to do it all the time. I don't. Because my people are like, Melissa, we've now heard you say this 850 times. Like, we're ready to hear somebody else. All right, so if you would not hire your own self, figure out why and fix it, okay? Define money-making activities, and I really want to do this with you guys because Josh talked about this. So what do you guys consider money-making activities? Like this right now, what we're doing, it's great development, but it is not a money-making activity. So I'd like to get your feedback on what you heard from him or what you feel is a money-making activity. You just unmute yourself. Jerry, I know you want to talk. Yes.
Doing live events.
Yes, totally.
And me and Kim are actually doing the event tomorrow. It's a quarter throwdown auction, which is pretty cool. You know, we do a little raffle, and then people bid quarters on it, and they have different numbers. Then we pick a number from a box, and then they get whatever we raffle.
That's so cool. I wish we had those here. I want to go to one of those. Yeah, live events. You're exposing yourself to some new people and talking to new people, right? So, anything else that you guys would consider? So, how about like a home party? Go ahead, Brandy.
I wear my shirts everywhere I go. I always have a CBD shirt on, and now I have my hat too.
Yes.
My kids hate it. They hate it
That's
because they're
funny.
teenagers. So
Yeah.
they, my daughter still just, because it's got a pot leaf on it.
Right.
So, she's 17. It's like, and then my son. I mean, they're both. It works, but they hate it.
Yeah.
Because I wear it everywhere. But I'm like, I tell them, I'm marketing myself. That's,
exactly.
They keep me too busy to be doing too much of anything else. So I got to market myself somehow.
Yeah,
and
totally.
I told my daughter to get a shirt that says something about babysitting, to get her babysitting jobs. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that.
So that's okay. So Josh kind of really made a good distinction. You'll hear it at the end. He's like, posting is all good and dandy and like being a walking advertisement, but you have to actually talk to somebody about it too. And so he's like making a sale, making an enrollment, sitting down at a one-on-one with somebody, doing those events, giving someone your card and asking for contact information. So all of those are income producing activities. He's like, how many of you, and I've done this, like I wake up in the morning, I'm super tired, so I click on Facebook while I'm laying in bed and I scroll. Next thing I know, it's been 35 minutes and I have not talked to anybody. That is not income producing. That is not a money making activity. Watching TV is not a money making, just driving around. So like we got to talk and connect and make contact and follow up. So because he even said, he's like, doing your training videos, while they're necessary, that's not money making. It's going to make you better at being money making, but you're not making money in that act, which is why I always encourage everybody to do those training videos when you're driving. Listen passively. Yes, if you need to take notes, that's fine, but limit it. I know so many people on our team that they have watched every single training video and they have yet to enroll more than 3 people in a month, or they've yet to enroll anybody. So that's analysis paralysis. Like you gotta enroll, you gotta talk to someone new, right? And he says you need to prioritize those money-making activities first. Do those before you do read Living Intentionally by John Maxwell, or, find ways to where you limit the non-money making activities. Prioritize the ones that do make you money. And then last but not least, I'll close out with this. He says you will have to get over your fears as a leader. If you want to build a lasting organization and a explosive and a big organization, you must embrace leadership. So if you are afraid of lives, you need to go live. If you are afraid of talking to new people or events or hosting one of our Monday Night Lives, you need to get over it and start to embrace leadership. Otherwise, you will not create a lasting organization. So any last minute words and thoughts that you guys want to go over? Follow up with current customers and ask for their referrals for others and offer up their referral site. That is an income producing activity because you are expanding your network that way.
Add more friends on Facebook.
So yeah, adding friends on Facebook is good, but like what happens sometimes is people don't ever post, right? And then they don't reach out to the people or follow up with those people. So definitely expanding your network is part of it because you got to talk to new people, but you also have to expose them to the products and the opportunity for sure. All right, well, I hope you guys all tune in to the end of that and take some notes. So just remember, like, we got to identify those leaders and help grow them, help drive them, focus on performance, hold them accountable. So, setting reminders on how many. So if you guys are on my team and you want me to hold you accountable, or even if you're not, I will put a reminder in our messenger to be like, how many people did you talk to today? Or how many people did you talk to this week? And that's something we can do. Like, I don't like to be, hold hands, but if that's something you feel would drive you, by all means, let's do it. We'll set or put me in a message and you set the damn reminder. All right, guys. Any last minute comments, questions, concerns before we hop on the huddle with Alicia? No? I'm gonna stop this recording then.